Shalom, shalom, everyone. This is Yaina Yisrael with another edition of our Shabbat class. I hope you guys have enjoyed the videos that we put up on YouTube. This is a very special one for myself. It is something that our class has allowed me to do that I've been wanting to do for a number of years since my run in Christianity. And it's my version of a story that I wanted to tell. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. It is not the beginning of the class. It is only in part, but we hope that you have a good time and you enjoy it. And we ask you to have an open mind, and everyone's engaged, and we say shalom, shalom, and I hope everyone has a good time with it. Here we go. We're moving on. This is what dirt looks like. Let me open up the screen so you guys can see it. This is what dirt looks like. Dirt has always been this color. So we can pretty much come to the conclusion that Adam was a brown man.
Yes.
And come to that conclusion. I think we all can kind of come to that conclusion that he was a brown man. All right? Okay, now, this is something that I found. Let's read it here. Sister Levia.
Then he made Eden. Genesis chapter 2, verse 8. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, where he put the man whom he had formed.
Oh, so Adam wasn't created in the Garden of Eden. Wonder where he made
put there.
And there he put the man whom he had formed.
I love it when you guys read it again.
Word by word.
I'm saying, and she said it ain't so and so. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And you know, I ran up on this one day. I said, well, where did he make him at? Very interesting. I'm just saying. All right, Sister Levia.
He put them. Adam was not made in Eden. He planted Eden after he created them. Then he put them in the garden. It was a test.
It was a test. It was surely a test. Now, I can ask this question, which I know we're going to blow up with. If it was a test, did Adam really have a choice?
It was a test. Yeah.
He had a choice?
Yeah, it was just, well, yeah.
Somebody said he didn't think so. Somebody said they didn't think so. Sister Anaya, why do you say yes? And then I'm going to get to the brother that said he said, I don't think so.
He put him there, you know, to just test out, you know, like what's going to happen there with them if he was going to be obedient. And of course,
if he was going to be obedient. Very good. That's a very good point.
Yeah, he had the opportunity to be obedient, but he wasn't.
He had the opportunity to be obedient. That is such a good point. Hold on to that point. Brother, why do you say no?
Well, if it was a test, I feel that I'm sure the Most High already knew what was going to happen before he tested him.
He knew what was going to happen. Yes, very good point.
And Adam really, at the time, Adam didn't sin. Eve did first, and then he did. So I don't think he or Eve really had a choice. I think it was already set into motion before they were ever put there.
Was already set into motion before they were put there.
I have a question. May I say something?
Of course.
I was wanting to know why did the time go to the woman first instead of going to Adam?
Oh, come on now. You know the answer to that one. I mean, you don't even have to ask the answer to that one. You know, because one thing, guess what? The commandment wasn't given to. Well, let me ask the question. Was the commandment given to the woman?
No.
It was given to Adam.
The commandment wasn't given to the woman. It was given to Adam.
Right.
It was given to Adam, but Adam went to tell her what not to do.
I spoke directly to Adam, and what did he say? He said when Adam sinned, what happened? The whole creation sinned.
Mm-hmm.
Because the commandment came straight to the man. Now, I believe this. I believe had Adam not sinned as she did, the Most High could have made him a whole nother wife. They could have started all over again. But because he went with her, the whole creation was done after that.
Right. Trust me, I know that. I was just saying something. This is the thing. I was saying about the Lucifer. Going back to Lucifer, a lot of people call him Lucifer. A lot of people, people got brothers and sisters saying that Lucifer was a feminine.
He was a feminine. Yeah,
they basically saying she when they say Lucifer was a feminine light bearer. Just like how, and this is what they first go back up and use. Like, say for instance, one of the things that Joseph, when he had a dream about, the sun and the moon and the stars bowing down to him, and the sun being his father, and the moon being his mother. And in regards to that, y'all reckon the moon is a reflection or a bearer of the light that the sun yields. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's why that theory, that's just something to think about. I'm not here. You don't have to take that as stone, but that's something, these are people that want to look into stuff like that and go on and stuff like that. I'm just saying.
It's good stuff. I mean, all of it is good. We don't tear down anybody's theories or thoughts. We don't. Because it's all good stuff. All of it is. Everybody's opinion is validated here. So, I mean, But because I believe, this is just my opinion, because Adam was given the commandment, I believe it was his responsibility not to do it. Not hers, because everybody's got to stand for their own choices that they make. Because you realize that after he made the choice, they went on the blame game. Well, that woman you gave me was the one who, and then she said, well, the serpent made me do it. So everybody went to blaming everybody, but the thing is, like Sister Sanaya said, they had a choice. And why? Let's go to the scripture the thing that we just said. Sister,
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Didn't Adam have the authority to kick the serpent out of the garden, or did he? Why was he allowed in the garden?
For the test. And I'm getting ready. I'm so glad you brought that up. Oh, my God. You guys are right on point for the test. With all the test. Now, remember something went on in the heavens. The dragon's tail flew through a third part of the stars to the earth. They came to the earth. And all of a sudden now the Garden of Eden is created, and man is created somewhere else and put in the garden. Well, if you go into, which is where we're headed, but if you go into Ezekiel, it talks about that Lucifer was where? He was in the Garden of Eden. That's where he was.
Okay.
That was one of his dwelling spots, if you understand what's going on. So Adam was placed there, but Lucifer was already there. He didn't just show up.
That's right.
And say, hey, I'm here, let me trick you. No.
Okay.
He was already there because that's where he dwelled.
Now the tree, I want to say something else. The trees that they were talking about, were those trees literal trees, or was they symbolic for something else?
See, you trying to start something. Who is that, Brother Yashimiah? Is this Jeremiah? I'm going to get your name right eventually.
This is Brother Ariyahu.
Well, that's food for thought. We're going to think about that. We're going to come back to that one day. I have my own theory about that. I do. I have my own theory about that. The only problem is some of those theories will leave open some immoral behavior if they decided to go to the other tree. So I have to be very, very careful with that. I believe that the trees were literal trees, but I believe that there were things in the trees that they really didn't know was there. I'll say that. We'll talk, though. One day we'll have a class and we'll open up all this whole garden stuff because that's my thing right there. But we'll get to that, because some people have their own theory. Some people have the Cain theory, and the trees not being trees. They're really, immortal beings and all kind of stuff. All right, Sister Levia.
Everything was immortal. Immortality is eternal life, the ability to live forever.
So everything was immortal, sis. The whole thing was immortal. Anything that God created was immortal. There was no death in it anywhere. Nothing was canceled out. No darkness. No nothing. It was perfect. The flowers was perfect. The trees was perfect. The dirt was perfect. Everything was perfect. There was no bacteria, no nothing. Adam was made from the dirt. Wherever he was made from, he was placed into a perfect environment. And there was no death in him either. He had no death.
Okay, I got another thing, food for thought. Okay. Adam, you say everything was immortal. They was all immortal. They didn't have no death. Okay, but then you got to come along and think, well, what does death symbolize? What is that? And then, because he said, let us, cast him out and put he put a cherub around the tree of life so that he won't take it and he live forever and be, in that fallen state that he was in, and be like, and really be like be eternal like the Father, the rest of the divine beings.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
He put something there because that tree of life gave you the ability to what? To live forever.
To live forever. So what's the difference between living forever and immortality?
I think that immortality was a state that they were in because there was no death, so they weren't able to die. So being able to live to have immortality and then to eat from the tree of life, that's a very good question. That's a very, very good question. I really can't answer that. I really cannot. Somebody else want to answer that? What's the difference between immortality and the tree of life? Well, let's back it up. Let me ask you this. In the New Kingdom, when the tree of life is presented, what are the leaves of the tree of life supposed to do?
Supposed to heal the nations.
They heal in the nations, right?
Yeah. See, the Messiah, this is the thing. I know a lot of people, we got brothers that don't believe in the Mashiach. You know what I mean? And, him himself being that tree of life. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what they're about. It's the healing of nations is, we, as a nation, man, fell out of everything fell out of whack. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You all know that. You know what I mean? And it's gonna have to be healing for that so we can get back to that state that we're supposed to be. We really trying to get back to the state that we were in the Garden of Eden where everything was moral. You see what I'm saying? Everything was moral. Everything was perfectly moral. It wasn't immortality. It wasn't, immorality or anything. You see what I'm saying? Everything was right. You know what I mean? It was all straight and everything was right. So then again, there you go, full for thought, with what I was saying when I was sharing with my brothers and sisters about that, the people listen, But that's something we're going to learn that's neither here nor there. It really is, but, at this time, I'm going to be quiet.
We're getting there, though. We're on our way, the journey back. That's what this is all about, having the experience to make the journey back. And some people will be like, make the journey back to where? Back to our immoral state, our immortality. We're going back to that state of immortality. Because the whole earth was immortal. There was no death in it at all, anywhere. Okay, Sister Levia.
The whole earth was immortal. Adam was placed as God's over the lower orders of being. They cannot understand or acknowledge the sovereignty of God, yet they were made capable of loving and serving man.
Of serving man. All right, so then we ask the question again. Here's the angels asking the question again. All right, here we go.
Psalms chapter 8, verse 1 through 7. And we're specifically speaking on verse 3.
Yeah, we starting at, we go for it. Verse 3 we're going to do. I'm sorry, I meant verse 3.
Okay. When I consider thy heavens, the works of thy fingers, the moon and the stars which thou hast ordained. Mm-hmm. Verse 4. What is man that thou art mindful of him, and the son of man that thou visitest him? Mm-hmm. Verse 5, for thou hast made him a little lower than the angels, and hast crowned him with your glory and honor.
Oh, so some people say higher, but we'll see. Go ahead.
Verse 6, thou madest him to have dominion of the works of thy hands. Thou hast put all things under his feet.
Everything was under man's feet.
Verse 7, all sheep and oxen, yea, the beasts of the field.
So everything was under Yah's feet. And somebody asked the question, and we getting ready to get to this now. Somebody asked the question, well, why was Lucifer in the garden? Why was he there in the first place? Let's find out why. Go for it, Sister Levia.
Lucifer was there too. Lucifer is just another name for Satan, who, as head of the evil world system, is the real, though invisible, power behind the successful rulers of Tyre, Babylon, Persia, Greece, Rome, and all of those evil rulers that we have seen come and go in the world in the history of the world.
In the history of the world.
Before humanity fell, Genesis 3 places Satan in the Garden of Eden before the fall of humanity.
So before the fall of humanity, since he was there. Now, how can we back that up? Through Ezekiel chapter 28. Sister Levia, go for it.
Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 13 through 15. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was thy covering. The sardius, the topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold.
We got something going on here. Sis, did that answer your question? Something is happening. Brother Yirmiyahu,
yeah.
Do you see what's going on in this particular verse here? Do you see it, Brother Adonia? Something is going on here. One, we know he was in Eden. He was in the Garden of God. He said he was in Eden, the Garden of Yah. He said, but then there's something else that said, every precious stone was thy covering. What does that mean when it says that was thy covering?
He was decked out. Decked out. They was decked out. She was decked out.
Some people say he was decked out. You say decked out. Brother, the other brother, what you saying? What do you think it means?
He was adorned in jewels. He was
adorned, the same thing, decked out, adorned in jewels. What does covering mean? Somebody else, what do you think it meant?
That's its flesh.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You said it was what?
His flesh.
His flesh. You thought he had flesh. Okay.
That's why they call him the shimmering one.
Okay, we're going to see. Here we go. Something I'm getting ready to share with you that just popped into my mind and it blew me away. I want you to tell me what you think. Here we go. I'm going to the next slide. All right, go for it, Sister Olivia.
Did we cover Lucifer as his position in the kingdom? The Most High said that every precious stone was his covering. These are some of the same stones commanded by Yah to be on the ephod of the high priest.
Of the high priest. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on here. What is going on here? All the stones that were considered to be the covering of Lucifer, except for two, is all a part of the stones that when Most High was giving the instructions on what to do. We're going to get to that. Hold on. I just want you to read this for me. Tell me. All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Somebody have a comment about that before I jump? I'm moving too fast.
It must be getting good to you.
Let me back up a little bit so we can read that again. Something is going on. Sister Levia, read it one more time.
Thou hast been in the garden. I'm sorry, I do it again. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was thy covering. The sardius, topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold.
Somebody tell me.
Urim and the Thummim? Was that what it was called?
Well, the Urim and the Thummim were the stones, the two stones that they kept under the bottom of it. The Urim and the Thummim was. But what about the stones? Somebody tell me about the stones.
The stones are symbolic for the 12 tribes of Yasha, of the 12 tribes.
Can't be. So the stones are symbolic for the 12 tribes of Israel then, right?
Right.
Right.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What now you say?
Benjamin Yahoo?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, they were when the priest was in the holies of holies or whatever, they were seeking counsel. They said that those stones lit up when they was at, you know what I mean, about seeking counsel about a certain tribe and things like that. You know what I mean? And the Urim Thummim is what, you know, basically like casting lots saying yay or nay, if this should be done or this not should be done. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I do. I'm with you 100%. Yes, sir. I get what you're saying. And I want you almost there, but I get what you're saying. I really do. I get what you're saying. So tell me about that then. How was that possible? So where did that come from, Yirmiyahu? Where did that come from?
With the stones?
Yeah, the whole knowledge of the stones and all of that, where did that come from?
They came from the Most High.
The Most High brought it, didn't he? And
right,
where did the Most High bring it?
When you gonna say when Lucifer fell down here when he came down there? The light burned. Where did he get his light from? That's what I'm saying.
I ain't gonna mess with you. But wait a minute, hold on. Let me just say this.
It's getting good to you. It's getting good to you. You starting to stutter.
I promise you, I'm not gonna mess with you. First came down when? Lucifer brought him first, didn't he?
Yeah, Lucifer, he came down with him.
He came down with him. And when you say he came down with the precious stones representing who now?
The 12 tribes.
Watch it now. Sister Sanaya, you right? You with me now? You me and you right here? We here?
Well, that's the third.
Oh, you think that's the third? So you think that's the third? Okay, well, let's see what it says. We're going to get there.
That represents third. Wait a minute.
Watch it now. Let's read it again, Sister Levia. Because when I seen it, I said, something happened. I got to go back again. I knew we was going to get there. Read it again. Ezekiel chapter 28. It's been sitting here for the longest. And I was like, oh, my God. I didn't even see that. We've been reading over this stuff for so long. Go for it, Sister Levia. Read it one more time. Read the topic and then the verse.
Okay. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 13 through 15. Thou was in Eden.
So wait a minute. So Lucifer was in Eden. Before we even went anywhere, before y'all came down and met with Moshe and all that kind of, Lucifer was in the Garden of Eden. Go for it.
Verse 13. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was thy covering. The sardis, topaz, and the diamonds, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, the carbuncle, and gold.
And the gold. So they was with Lucifer. Them precious stones was there. Now, we fast forward. Come on now, we going there. We fast forward to Exodus chapter 28, and this is what the Most High commands Moshe to do. Go for it, Sister Levia.
Exodus chapter 28, verse 17 through 21, the first row. And thou shalt set in it settings of stones, even 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be a sardis, a topaz.
Wait a minute, hold on, you read it. Hold on, wasn't the sardis with
Wow. Yep.
Yeah, Yahoo, where you at? Wasn't the sardis with Lucifer? If he was, go ahead. What was it?
Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Now what did you say? What you said? The sardis was the sardis with him? Was the sardis with him?
Was it with him? We just read that, didn't we? The sardis was with Lucifer, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you said you brought up 2 stones, wasn't he? It was 2 stones that was left out. What 2 stones for those?
Oh, hold on, we gonna get there. You're moving too fast. You're just moving too fast. Just hold on. All right, go for it, Sister Olivia.
Okay, and thou shalt set in it settings of stones, even 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be a sardius, a topaz, and a carbuncle, and this shall be the first row.
It's the first row. So y'all make sure y'all write that down, because we're going to figure out which 2 missing. The sardius was with Lucifer, the topaz was with Lucifer, and the carbuncle was with Lucifer when he was in the Garden of Eden. He was there. I ain't going to mess with y'all today. I promise. I ain't going to mess with you today. I mean, I was sitting here like, oh, my goodness. Okay, go for it, Sister Olivia.
Verse 18, the second row. And the second row shall be an emerald, a sapphire.
Was with Lucifer? The emerald was with Lucifer. What else was with him?
The sapphire and a diamond.
All them was with him when he came. All right, go for it.
We go there now.
Go ahead, Sister Olivia.
Third row. In the third row, a ligure, an agate, and an amethyst.
Now, those we didn't see. Hold on. We're going to write those down. Here we go. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go.
The fourth row. In the fourth row, a beryl.
That was with him?
Yeah.
And an onyx.
The onyx was with him?
And a jasper.
And the jasper was with him.
They shall be set in gold in their enclosings.
So the gold was with him too. He had gold in him too, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had all that with him. Okay, go for it. What did he say?
The 12 tribes. And the stone shall be with the names of the children of Yisrael, 12, according to their names, like the engravings of a signet. Everyone with his name shall be according to the 12 tribes.
Oh, wait a minute. So the Most High brought the same stones. I'm just saying it just can't be a coincidence, because I don't believe in coincidences. The stones that Lucifer had in him represented some of the tribal members.
So
that's right.
The 3 that are left out, which 3 do those represent? Which 3 tribes do those represent?
We getting.
I was gonna say I don't want to ruin it. I was gonna say something because I get excited like a little child over here, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, we can't skip to the end.
That's why I'm gonna be quiet.
I'll go back on mute then.
But I'm just saying, isn't that powerful?
It really is. It really is.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? All of it. We was always there. We was always with him. The whole thing is predicated upon us. The whole game, man, I'm just trying my best to stay calm. I'm over here sweating. I'm going to have to calm myself down. Hold on. Let me move to the next one. Every stone that was put in case in the ephod that the high priest put on him, so that when he went before Yah, they had the names of the 12 tribes of Israel on them. All right, let's see what it says. We're going to go through it one more time. Read it, Sister Olivia, one more time.
Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 13 through 15. Verse 13, thou hast been in Eden in the garden of God. Every precious stone was thy covering, the sardius, topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, the carbuncle, and the gold.
And the gold. All them was in him. That was his covering. A lot of people thought it was his beauty. Oh, he was pretty in it. That's what they told us.
May I say something real quick? It's a little side note, but I want y'all to know this. And I'm gonna use this guy Hitler. Yeah, everybody knows about Hitler, okay? Yeah. It's this book that Hitler had, and Hitler was like, if the people would have known what he was really trying to do, they would prepare and do what they need to do. But he was saying that America is basically is gonna be in trouble. Basically, he said they in trouble. He's like, why? He said because they have the Jews You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I heard that. Yes.
And hear this now. Now, another word for jewels is a diadem. You know what I mean? Get a diadem. The Most High, when he put on his jewels, he put on his diadem. Who is he putting it on? Who is he putting on?
Yes, he is. Israel. It's us. It's all about us. Now, I'm getting ready to show you who these stones are. All right, go for it, Sister Levia.
Did we cover Lucifer as his position in the kingdom? The Most High said that every precious stone was his covering. These are some of the same stones commanded by Yah to be on the ephod of the high priest.
All right, here we go. Sardus, that's Reuben. That was Reuben's color. That was the sardust stone. And I tried to get them as raw as I possibly could get them. Pictures. Topaz, that's Simeon. The diamond was Naphtali. The beryl was Zebulon. The onyx was Joseph. Jasper was Benjamin. The sapphire was Dan. The emerald was Yehudah. And the carbuncle was Levi. Anybody got any questions at all? He told Moshe, he said, when you make them and you get the stones, engrave the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel on each stone to represent them as a tribe. Sister Sanaya, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You see how serious this is? This started out, we was always with Yah.
Yeah.
That's why when he came, I ain't getting ready to mess with y'all because I'm getting ready to go deep. I'm going there today. But we was always a part of him. We was always there. This whole game was to redeem us back to our status. Boy, y'all quiet today. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Here go the onyx stone again. The onyx stone was really important. Why was the onyx stone important? Let's go see what it says. Sister Levia.
Exodus chapter 28, verse 9. And thou shalt take 2 onyx stones and grave on them the names of the children of Israel.
Names of the children of Israel. Go for it. Why?
12 names in all. Verse 10. 6 of their names on one stone, and 6 on the other 6 names of the rest on the other stone, according to their birth.
He put them in order according to their birth, in the way I just read it. So after all this, let me back up some because I want you to tell me something. Here. We're going to go through them again. You tell me who missing. We got Reuben.
Okay, yes, Reuben. Okay.
We got Simeon. We got Naphtali. We got Zebulon. We got Joseph. We have Benjamin. We have Dan. We have Yehudah. And we got Levi. Who missing?
Gad.
Gad missing. Who else? Asher is missing. And who else?
Manasseh.
Who? Manasseh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Ephraim and Manasseh, we talking about the 12 tribes. Not after Joseph was born, according to their birth.
Yeah, according to birth, okay.
Simeon, Naphtali, Zebulon, Joseph.
Benjamin.
Who?
Okay. No, I'm listening.
Dan, Yehudah, and Levi. Who missing?
Issachar.
Issachar missing, Gad is missing, and Asher is missing.
Why?
I can't answer that. I wish I could tell you. I don't know why they wasn't. I don't know why they wasn't included. I don't. I love it when people say, "Huh? Why?" I'm gonna ask y'all when I see him. I promise you that.
So what are those people doing now in today's time? Like, can we? Well, I guess we can't really pinpoint them like that. But I'm just saying, maybe if we could pinpoint them and look at what they're doing today, maybe they weren't in that because they are doing, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, I don't know. Let me shut up. I'm going back on mute.
All right, Sister Levia, go for it.
Set and go. With the work of an engraver in stone, like the engravings of a signet, shalt thou engrave the two stones with the names of children of Israel. Thou shalt make them to be set in ounces of gold.
Ounces of gold. Go for it.
On the shoulders. Verse 12. And thou shalt put the two stones upon the shoulders of the ephod, for the stones of a memorial unto the children of Israel. And Aaron shall bear their names before the Lord upon his two shoulders for a memorial.
For a memorial. Go for it. Now wait. Now hold on. Now we've gone through that. That's why they had the onyx stones. Those stones were included in Lucifer's covering. We were a covering for him. Now we're getting ready to go back to Lucifer where we were in Ezekiel chapter 28. Because he said every precious stone was thy covering. Thou was in Eden, the garden of God. Watch what he says about his sound. Go for it, Sister Levia.
Sound was created in thee. The workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes were prepared in the day that thou wast created.
So it was prepared in thee in the day thou was created. So the sound, when he moved, he made music. Watch out, watch what he said. Go for it.
Holy mountain of Yah, verse 14. Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of God. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire.
Up and down in the midst of the sea. He had power. He had authority. Watch.
Thou wast perfect, verse 15. Thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou wast created, till iniquity was found in thee.
He was made perfect. Okay, what was the iniquity that they found in him? What did he do? Go for it.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 13 and 14. What was the iniquity? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will also sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
He said, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will also sit in the mount of the congregations in the side of the north. And what else did he say?
Verse 14, I will ascend above. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, and I will be like the Most High, which is treason.
He was committing treason. The Most High said, oh, no, you won't.
Lucifer had it.
Wait a minute, hold on. This is just my theory. And this is what I think happened. Go for it, Sister Levine.
Lucifer had access. All the stones that covered him in the heavens were a representation of the tribes of Israel on the earth. It would stand to reason he had access to us then.
He had access to us then. I believe. I could be wrong. This is just my theory, but I believe that he had access to us then, and when he got ready to leave, his tail took a third of us and flung us to the earth. Here we go. Watch.
Then the trick. According to the Bible, death came into the world as a result of sin. Adam was immortal, unable to die until he disobeyed Yah.
Until he disobeyed Yah. Watch what he said.
The trick, Genesis chapter 3, verse 5. For God does know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
He said, now, what did he tell you? And here go that woman. Well, he said, we just can't eat of it. He said, well, wait a minute. Y'all know that the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and you shall be as gods, knowing the difference between good and evil. But guess what? They was already gods. He created them in his own image.
Mm-hmm. Right, not only that, but she also added to the word. She added extra.
Yeah, but Yahoo said she added extra stuff to the word. She didn't have to say all that. It's already God's. Read it, Sister LaVia.
Genesis chapter 1, verse 27. They were already gods. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female created he them.
They was already like God. Watch what he said.
The test, Genesis chapter 2, verse 16. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest eat, freely eat.
He said, of every tree you may freely eat, but
the day death came, verse 17. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
Did they die physically? No. On that day?
No, not on that day.
No. Somebody say yes, somebody say no. Sister Tanaya, did they die physically?
I think it died spiritually.
They died spiritually. Guess what was cut off, my brother? Their code was cut off. And I wanted to get into that DNA, but I don't have time to get all the way into that DNA, but the Most High cut their DNA. He cut the code completely off. How much of a percentage of our DNA do they say that we work with today? Anybody know? 2%. The Most High cut the code off. He said, that's it. No more God status, no more no status. From dust thou art, and from dust thou shalt return.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what was messed up? Sister LaVia, I want you to read this one for me because it was easy. What does it say?
Already immortal. The redemption was as easy as procreation. Adam and Eve was commanded to be obedient, and they could have been restored the gods back to be obedient, and they could have restored the gods back through procreation.
They could have did it through procreation. If they had did what he told them to do, they could have went back and started having more gods and more gods and more gods and having babies and creating more gods and more gods. And we would have been back to where we was. But you know what? They decided to choose. They decided to do something. And what did they decide to do? Sister LaVia, go for it.
They made a choice. Even though the choice was not made for us to leave our heavenly home, Yah swung into action to redeem those who were forced out.
He was forced out. What did he do?
He created a whole world.
He created a whole world. He said, I got to redeem my people back. I'm going to create this wonderful environment, this utopia, this earth. This earth is going to be perfect, immortal. Ain't going to be no issues with it. We ain't going to have no issues at all whatsoever. He puts man into the test, drops him down into a test. He said, just do this and everything will be all right. But what did they do? What does it say, Sister LaVia?
We made our own choice. We chose to follow Lucifer, and we fell for the trick.
Fell for the trick. Lucifer said, I'm going to show you how to do this. Because misery loves company, don't it? It do. Any questions so far? Because y'all done got quiet, but I wanted to get into this DNA. I'm going to skip past all of that. We'll do that at another time because the DNA is deep. When you understand the third, and you talk about the third equaling 33, and we have 33 parts to the DNA system. And what's so crucial about that DNA is that it replaces itself after so long. And the way that the Most High got that thing set up is that as it breaks down, it's like, hold on one moment. It's like a ladder. And when the ladder splits in the middle and it starts to replenish itself, it turns into a Y to represent Yah, and then it starts to replenish itself. Powerful stuff. I mean, it's just off the chain. When you really know what he has done to make this thing happen. Okay, so we're going to hit it now. We almost at the end. You guys got any questions? We're going to go through this real quick because there's so much I want to cover, but I won't be able to do it all today. All right, Sister LaVia, we got from this one right here. Hold on, let me move it here and see if we can get to this real quick. Any questions? Somebody was going to say something.
I just have a comment.
Yes, ma'am.
It just kind of reminds me as I'm reading Daniel when they were before that he was put in a lion's den, and they said that the only way they could find fault with him was against him was concerning the law of his God, and it's like the same thing today. Did God really say this? And you can do this. You don't have to follow that word anymore. We're under grace, and just it's like the same thing repeated over and over. There's nothing new under the sun.
Nothing.
No lie.
Nothing. So let me ask this question to those of you who are learned in the Word, and those of you who have been in the Scriptures for a long time. I just have a question for you, because I wanted to go into the whole Mount Sinai thing and all the stuff about Mount Sinai. Let's deal with Mount Sinai for a minute. Some of you have already heard this, some of you haven't. But Mount Sinai, there was a moment when Moshe and Aaron and I think Yahshua and 70 of the elders went up on Mount Sinai to have a meeting with the Most High. They had a board meeting. And they sat down and they ate lunch together. And as they began to talk about some of the things that was going on, the Most High told Moshe, you send them back. You make them here and you come on up because you and I need to talk about some things. And Moshe went on up to the Most High, him and Yahshua, and he told Yahshua, you wait here for a certain amount of time, and I'm going to go up and spend some time with the Most High. Well, the Scripture says that he waited. He waited until the seventh day, and when the seventh day came, the Most High called Moshe to come up with him, and they sat down and they had a conversation. This is what encompasses the 40 days and the 40 nights. But he gave him some blueprints. Can somebody tell me what the blueprints were for?
The tabernacle.
The tabernacle. He gave him the blueprints to the tabernacle.
Yeah.
He gave him the blueprints to the ephod that we just talked about, how to put the stones in the ephod and how to put the onyx stones on the shoulders and what fabric to make the priest garment out of, and how to put together the Ark of the Covenant. My question to you is, was that a duplication of something that already existed?
Yes, it was a copy of the heavenly. It was a shadow. It was a copy.
Somebody said it was a copy. Who said that? Yahoo?
You know it.
So if there was a copy of the heavenly, and there was a tabernacle in the heavens, and there was a Ark of the Covenant in the heavenly, then there had to be a priesthood there too, didn't it?
Yeah.
Something happened.
Uh-huh.
Something happened. And Yah made it very specific. He said, make sure you do it according to the pattern that I give you. Don't alternate, don't deviate in any kind of way. He was in the process of redeeming us back to our God status, because we've got to go back to that status. So then, if it was some priest in there, then it had to be some sacrifice. Was it a sacrifice?
Yeah.
Yep.
And if it was a sacrifice, then it had to be sin.
Wow.
Well, it said that Lucifer the first one to sin, right?
He cut up. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. I'm throwing it out there. If it was a duplicate. If Yah came down and handed Moshe, he said, "Here's the blueprint to the duplicate. Make it exactly the way I said."
So I got a question, and this is food for thought also. Since the things of the natural help you understand the things of the spirit or the heavenly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say this. Okay, the light or the oil, the Torah was given to who?
It was given to us. It was given to the Most High. Moshe.
To the children, no, the Torah was given to the children of Yasha'al, right? The children of Israel was given the Torah, okay. Given that light, that means they buried that light, right?
Mm-hmm.
And did not the process of how they fell from that light, wasn't it the same symbolic or the same thing that happened in the heavenly, walked out here on earth, in a way? A story being told?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely, because guess what? When you go to, I'm glad you asked that question. Let's go up here, and we're gonna open the panel up for questions once we finish this. Because I could go on and on and on and on and on. I have so much stuff I wanted to share, but I knew we weren't gonna be able to do it all together. So let's read this. And we're gonna go to this one, and we're gonna read this one, and then we're gonna go for. All right, Sister Levia, this will answer your story, right? This will answer your question. Sister Levia, go for it.
This is in the book of Ezra, chapter 7, verse 1 through 12. The story begins. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel, which had been sent to me the nights before.
So he had sent him an angel. Go for it.
Chapter 7, verse 2. And he said unto me, Up, Ezra, and hear the words that I am here to tell thee.
All right, here we go. Go for it.
Verse 3. And I said, Speak on, my God. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a great wide place, that it might be deep and great.
All right.
Interest now in verse 4. But put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river.
He said, put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river. Uh-huh.
In verse 5, you have to go through. Who then could go into the sea and look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad?
He said, if you can't go through the narrow, how you going to make it through the wide space? Go for it.
A city is built, verse 6. And there is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and it's full of all things, all good things.
Mm-hmm.
The entrance is narrow, verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if it were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water.
So you got a fire on the right hand and deep water on the left. But watch what it says.
Only one path, verse 8. And only one path between them both, and even between the fire and the water, so small that there could only but one man go there at once.
So one person can travel at once. Uh-huh.
Verse 9, past the danger set. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive his inheritance?
He said, if you can't go through the rough stuff, how you going to understand the other stuff? How you going to get through it? Well, watch what he said.
Israel's portion, verse 10. And I said, It is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even also is Israel's portion.
So we know it's going to be a tight race getting there. Everybody be like, but why come he just couldn't make it easy? He said, no. But what did he say?
I made the earth, verse 11. Besides, for their sake, I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now it's done.
All right, so that started it when Adam messed up, because guess what? The commandment was given unto Adam, and when he messed up, that started the whole process. That started Israel in place because we didn't have to go through this. He set him in the place. He was already immortal. He gave him a wife. He gave him a woman to be able to procreate with him, and if he had just been obedient, the stuff that you all talk about all the time, like how come we had to go through this? Why he make it this hard? How come it had to be? Because Adam failed to do what he was supposed to do. So even if we was throughout, and even if we was flung out by the tail of the dragon, the Most High gave us an opportunity to choose him instead of Lucifer. And who did we choose? We chose Lucifer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he said. The pathway going to be made narrow, and it's going to be dangerous. It's going to be fire on one side and water on the other side, and only one person going to be able to go through one at a time. And only by this will you know how important it is and how precious it is. Because you had it all at your feet at one point.